If you're lucky enough to garden in somewhere that has flower beds, those plants will take their nutrients from the soil in the ground. But us urban gardeners are usually constricted to containers, and there's no system to keep this naturally topped up. That means fertiliser is key. But just like humans like to eat all sorts of different things, there's loads of different ways to fertilise your plants too. Container planting often involves lots of plants squished in together. As you can see here, we've got a shrub, we've got an annual, there's lots going on. And that means they're all competing for the limited nutrients that are available anyway. This means that they're all really quickly absorbed, especially in spring and summer. So it's really important that you top them up yourself. There are a few options for fertilising outdoor plants. Something I like to do is add slow-release fertilisers to the soil. These come in sticks, but I prefer pellets, and you put them in when you're putting your plants into the container. They last for about 6 months, and you can just let them do their thing and forget about it. Another option that is slightly more long-term and is brilliantly organic is to mulch the soil in autumn and in spring, and you just put leaf mulch on top of the soil, and the nutrients will sink in a more natural way. If you want a bit more control over how often and how much you fertilise your plants, you can add a powder or liquid fertiliser to their water. As well as using a general outdoor plant fertiliser, something like tomato feed will be great for your annuals and your flowering plants, but only really in spring and summer, you can find a specific ones for certain types of plant. For instance, you might choose a flower fertiliser if you have plants that you really want to encourage to bloom. And the same goes for citrus plants and vegetables. One thing to keep in mind is that fertilisers often recommend higher doses than the plants need, which can actually damage them. We'd recommend halving the suggested strength and seeing how your plants do with that. Remember that you should stop fertilising during winter, as many plants leave their active growing phase and they're not using up those nutrients in the soil as quickly. If anything, feeding your plants during this period can actually cause serious damage to their roots. In the next lesson, we'll cover weeding, pruning and deadheading your plants.